Matt Roberts, and I've been in this industry for almost 40 years. Currently the owner of CMR Dental Laboratory in Idaho Falls, and also the owner of Team Aesthetics Education. For laboratory owners that are just thinking about getting into the digital game, there's a lot to consider. There's many systems on the market. Some of them have been around for a long time, some of them are brand new. There's entire complete systems that are very expensive that involve both scanning and milling. One of the things I like about the 3Shape model is the low entry price of getting into it, and that it is a very effective broad-based system. The three things I expect from a digital dental system would be accuracy of final product, predictability and consistency, and ease of use for an interface. I think that 3Shape is currently providing all three of those to me in our posterior restorations. Going from a manual workflow to a digital workflow is a little different paradigm in thinking. As technicians, I think we've fought digital dentistry for a long time, and the tools seem to be counterintuitive with some of the first systems that were on the market. What I like about 3Shape's system is that the same tools that I would normally use in waxing seem to be there within the software. I know that the interface is slightly different, but if I want to add to a cusp, it's very easy for me to grab the cusp and stretch it and add to it. If I want to move the whole crown, I can move the whole crown. It's just a very intuitive interface for me that makes the transition easy. The 3Shape system is very fast for designing posterior restorations, and what I like is that if the initial design isn't where I want it, it's easy to maneuver into a position that I like it. I can look at cusp to fossa relationships and feel like I have control over the functional occlusion with a patient, and that's really important to me. 3Shape's solutions not only help me meet business goals, they've actually established new ideas for me in the laboratory business, and I'm setting up an entirely new business model based upon digital design and milled posterior restorations, and so far it's been very successful. Our clients have been really stoked about the results. I see 3Shape currently as being a leader in software that I can work with on a daily basis and be productive with. As far as the number of employees we have here and the impact that digital dentistry has had on our team, we haven't reduced the number of employees at all. My philosophy on this particular area is that digital dentistry should be a tool that doesn't threaten but makes us more productive. So each of our employees have a very valuable knowledge base that was gained from years of experience, and I want to see that applied to as many cases as I can. So if I can get a tool like 3Shape that lets me design 10 crowns in the time that it would take me to wax 2 crowns, I'm now applying that knowledge to a broader range of cases, and more people benefit from it. We've been building this area of our business independently of the rest of our business and looking at it as a separate entity, so there will be more jobs created here rather than less with the advent of 3Shape. I think it's necessary for a company like 3Shape to maintain an open business model so that I can outsource my implant abutments to one location, I can outsource my milled lithium disilicate to another location, and maybe my wax printing to a third location. Currently, all of these applications don't exist under one roof, so having flexibility within the system is necessary. Any digital system that we're looking at today has to have a return on investment that happens over a fairly short time period. This is a market where technology is changing so fast that the last thing I want to have is a 6-year-old system that I'm still trying to pay for. 3Shape is effective to me in that the system is relatively inexpensive. We have, what, a $25,000 initial investment to get a scanner set up, and we can outsource the milling to a milling center like Diadem, so there's not a lot of cost recovery. And if you want to sit down and do the math on producing 10 crowns every 30 minutes and working an 8-hour day doing that, the dollar production potential is fairly high with a fairly low number of employees. We've developed very, very fast, efficient ways of using wax injection and transferring information from provisional restorations to final restorations, to where the productivity level of anterior technicians is very, very high using conventional fabrication techniques. When digital dentistry implements a few of those tools, I think there'll be a quantum jump in productivity of each of those technicians, as there has been in the posterior. In posterior dentistry right now, where room is not a factor and milling works well, digital design is much faster than conventional design, and I think that people that don't embrace that will get left behind and won't be able to be competitive in the marketplace. The future of digital dentistry is starting to replace many different areas of the field. Right now, I feel like posterior restorations, especially the design phase of posterior, it's more efficient to work in the digital environment than it is to wax a single posterior crown. And the milling works very well in that. There is some hand finishing still involved with that too, and I think there always will be some hand finishing that will put the final touch on a case by a technician. As digital programming develops, I think much more design work will be done in the digital environment than by simply sitting down and waxing something within the next 5 years. I think we'll see a time when most of what we're doing is done on a computer. So I would encourage people that haven't yet at least explored the digital environment to take a look at it quickly and become conversant in it and keep an eye on it.